press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello dear children. Well, let's continue with the lesson Aruna Asaf Ali today. Okay. In the previous class, you have come to know that Aruna Asaf Ali, what she was, how she entered the politics, how she worked in the field of politics as well as in the freedom struggle. Right. So Aruna Asaf Ali, she was the great patriot, a firebrand politician, Indian independence activist, a great freedom fighter. She is known as the grand old lady of our Indian independence movement. She was born on 16th of July 1909 at Kalka in Haryana. So she was born into an Orthodox Hindu Bengali family. She was very much interested in the freedom struggle and she wanted to free our country from the clutches of that British Empire. So we all know about the administration of the British. So she wanted to free our country from the clutches of that British Empire and she struggled very hard. And at the age of 19, she married Asaf Ali. Asaf Ali, he was also a freedom fighter, a well-known, a member of the INC. He was a member of Indian National Congress and he was a lawyer by profession. He was also very much interested in the politics as well as freedom struggle. At the age of 19, she married him by breaking all the conventions because it was an inter-religion marriage. She married to him. And after that, she got an open chance to struggle in the freedom struggle because her husband was also very much interested in politics and freedom struggle. Her first major political involvement was during Salt Satyagraha. So you all know Salt Satyagraha, why it has started, when it has started. In the year 1930, under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi ji, Salt Satyagraha, it had been started and Aruna Asaf Ali, she was in the front line of that Satyagraha and she made public processions, she made the public speech, she addressed the public regarding the cruel administration of the British. At that time, she was being arrested and she was put in the Delhi jail. And after that, she held a hunger strike in that jail and she protested against the police sergeant. What they have made in the jail, they used to give a cruel treatment to the callous treatment given to the Indian prisoners. So she protested against that and finally her demands were considered. Her demands were all considered, but she was transferred to Ambala jail and there she was kept in the solitary confinement. So after that, for 10 long years, she kept herself away from the freedom movement and politics and all those things. And in the year 1942, again she entered. And the most important thing happened in the year 1942 because in that year, Quit India resolution was passed and all the members of the Congress committee, they gathered, they attended the session which was held in the Bombay Congress session and they decided that let us start the Quit India movement, let us start the Quit India resolution. They wanted to celebrate this, they wanted to give an official start to this movement by hosting the national flag. They wanted to celebrate, they wanted to give an official start to Quit India resolution by hosting the national flag at Gwalior Tank Maidan. So they wanted to hoist the flag at that place. But British, they got the wind of the plan and they arrested all the top leaders of all the top leaders of that Congress committee, including Mahatma Gandhi ji, Maulana Azad, Ram Manohar Lohia, everyone, the members of the Congress committee, the top leaders of the committee had been arrested by the British. But Aruna Asaf Ali and Asaf Ali, they were surprised because they were not being arrested. But in the early hours of 9th August, Asaf Ali was also being arrested and at that time, Aruna, she asked to that British sergeant, what about me? Then that British sergeant says, there was no warrant for you, ma'am. And after that, she convinced that British sergeant, I will come up to the railway station and I will see of my husband. So when she went to the railway station, she was walking along the platform and she saw Maulana Azad, and being the president of that Congress committee, he had to unfurl the national flag at Gwalior Tank Maidan at sharp 8 a.m. But what happened here? Unfortunately, he was arrested by the British and he was sitting beside a window in the compartment of the special train. And there itself, Aruna Asaf Ali, she made up her mind that I am going there. She was making a very firm decision there itself. So I will go there and I will do that work. So till this we have stopped. Look at the next part of the lesson. This decision to stand in for Maulana Azad was the beginning of a chapter of heroism and unrest in the life of Aruna Asaf Ali. Her narrative proceeds. So what she did? She made a decision. She wanted to stand in. She wanted to stand on behalf of Maulana Azad. I have told you Maulana Azad, he was the president of Congress committee. Being the president of Congress committee, he had to unfurl the national flag. So here Aruna Asaf Ali, she decided. What she decided? She decided to stand in for Maulana Azad. That very decision, it started the chapter of heroism. The chapter of heroism in the life of Aruna Asaf Ali, and unrest in the life. Unrest means the rest of the life. She followed that, and Aruna Asaf Ali, she narrated in her own words what happened at that time. So observe the sentence there. Her narrative proceeds. Whose narrative proceeds here? Aruna Asaf Ali, she started to narrate. Observe the word proceed there. Proceed means to start, to move forward. Okay. Bhulabai Desai's son Dhirubai had come to the railway station and he drove me in his car to the Maidan. So observe the words there, proper nouns there. Dhirubai Desai. So he was also a freedom fighter. His son, who is he? Bhulabai Desai. Bhulabai Desai's son Dhirubai. So they both are the freedom fighters. So Dhirubai, he had come to the railway station and he drove me. Who drove here? Dhirubai, Bhulabai's son Dhirubai, he took Aruna Asaf Ali to the Maidan. So what they decided? They decided to hoist the national flag at Gwalior Tank Maidan. Already time it is going on, and she wanted to go to that place where they wanted to hoist the national flag. So here that person by name Dhirubai, he had come to the railway station. He took me in his car to the Maidan. The meeting was declared illegal under section 144. So already that meeting, which meeting? So the Congress committee, what they had planned to meet, the function there, that meeting, it had already declared illegal. So by the British government, because the British, they did not want all this to happen. So that they declared, they have already announced that the meeting, what it has been held here, it is illegal. Illegal means against the law. Illegal means against the law. So that the meeting should not go on here. So this is completely against the government. Who declared this? The British government. A white-skinned sergeant gave 2 minutes for the crowd to disperse. So observe the word there. A white-skinned sergeant. So who is that? British sergeant. White-skinned. Observe the word there. British sergeant, already the crowd had been gathered there. Where? At Gwalior Tank Maidan, the crowd. Crowd means a group of people. Many number of people, they have been crowded there, and the British sergeant, he had given 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, this crowd has to disperse. Disperse means, so it should split. This crowd should split within 2 minutes. Who ordered this? The British sergeant. I quickly scrambled up to the dais, announced to the people the arrest of the leaders, and pulled the car to hoist the national flag. So here Aruna Asaf Ali, she is saying, I quickly scrambled. Observe the word there, scrambled. Scrambled means to move very awkwardly, to run or to move very awkwardly, or you can take here as very quickly. very quickly. So she didn't mind anything. Aruna Asafali, what she did? She quickly scrambled up to the dais. She very quickly she moved up to the dais and she was announcing. What she was announcing? She was announcing to that crowd, to the people about the arrest of the top leaders, and I pulled the card. So observe the word there, pull. Okay, pull the cord. Cord means it's a cordon, as I have already told you in our previous class. Cordon means it's a police barricade which prevents the people to enter that particular area. Cord, cordon, police barricade. So these are the same words. Okay. So who is pulling here? Aruna Asafali. She went up to the dais, and what she did first, she announced to the public that all our top leaders had been arrested by this British. By announcing that, she was pulling the card. She pulled that cordon around that what they have kept, the British sergeant what they have kept. She pulled the card and she was trying to unfurl the national flag. Observe the word there, unfurled. Unfurl means unfold, or here you can take as hoist. So hardly, very hardly, I went up to the dais and I announced about the arrest of our top leaders, and I pulled the card to hoist the national flag. Hardly, with a lot of hard work, the flag had been, it unfurled, it had been hoisted. When the police lobbed tear gas shells into the crowd, the men and women ran helter-skelter with tears streaming down their cheeks. So what happened there? At the same time, the British police, they lobbed the tear gas shells. Observe the two words there, lobbed. Lobbed means throw or hit. Lobbed means throw or hit. Tear gas shells. Tear means you all know what we get, tears. Okay. So here the police, they started the tear gas. Tear gas means that gas makes us to brings tears in our eyes. So in the movies and the cinemas we have seen, if something happens means, bad happens means, the police, they used to start the tear gas shells. Tear gas shell means a gas which brings tears in the eyes. The British police, they started the tear gas shells into the crowd. A white steam will come out from that gas. What will come? That gas will make to come the tears in our eyes, and the white steam will come out from that gas. And the British surgeon, what did they do? They throw the tear gas shells into the crowd. At the same time, all the people who gathered there, the men and the women, they started to run helter-skelter. Underline that word, helter-skelter, and it is given in your glossary. Helter-skelter means in disorderly haste or confusion. They are running here and there very awkwardly. They are moving, thinking like that something bad will happen. It may hurt us. That tear gas shell will hurt us. Something bad will happen to us. So that what they did, all the men and the women who gathered there, they started to run here and there. With a lot of confusion, they started to run. Helter-skelter means to run very awkwardly in a disorderly manner. Okay. And what happened there? The men and women ran helter-skelter, and the tears now streaming down their cheeks. So cheeks. Observe the word there, streaming down. So what is happening? They were running here and there, and the tears were streaming down up to their cheeks. Okay, streaming down means, streaming means flowing. Streaming means flowing. What is flowing there? Because of that tear gas shells, the tears are streaming down up to down their cheeks. The experience of that morning made me decide that I would not again tamely enter jail by offering satyagraha. So on that morning, what I have experienced, that experience taught me one thing: I should not again enter the jail tamely by offering satyagraha. If I if I was arrested by the British, so it is really very impossible for me to come out from the jail. I should not enter again jail tamely. Observe the word there, tamely. Tamely means domestic, very mildly. So in Kannada we say sadhu prani, sadhu prani, sadhu praniಯಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಜೈಲ್ನ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. Who decided here? Aruna Asaf Ali. She is deciding there itself. What she had experienced on that morning, that experience made her to decide that I should not enter the jail tamely by offering satyagraha and resolution and all those things. And what she decided? I should not enter the jail. Aruna's act of defiance on August 9th virtually marked the start of the Quit India movement. So what she did? She made an open challenge to the British that we will start the Quit India resolution. With what work? She hoisted the national flag. Protesting against the British, she struggled a lot and she went forward up to the dais and she hoisted the national flag. So this act of defiance, observe the word there, defiance. Defiance means open challenge. Underline that word and take down as defiance means open refusal or open challenge. What she did? She refused. She made an open challenge to the British. Open refusal on August 9th. What she did? On 9th of August 1942 at sharp 8 a.m. they wanted to hoist the national flag. Finally, even her all top leaders were being arrested. She made a lot of dareness. She showed a lot of dareness and she did that work. That act of defiance, it virtually, officially, it marked the start of the Quit India movement. She now became a full-time activist in the movement, eventually going underground to avoid being arrested. So now she was in a wanted list. In whose list? In British list. She was now in a wanted list and now she was a full-time activist in the movement. And what she did is she didn't want to again go to the jail, so that she kept herself hidden in the underground, because she didn't want to go again to that jail, so that she hidden herself where? In the underground, to avoid being arrested. Eventually, finally she didn't want to being arrested and she kept herself hidden in the underground to avoid being arrested by the British. She became the editor of Inquilab, the monthly magazine for the Congress, along with Ram Manohar Lohia, and she didn't keep quiet. She didn't keep quiet living in the underground. She wanted to keep the fire of freedom struggle alive. So that she didn't keep quiet. She became the editor of the magazine called Inquilab along with Ram Manohar Lohia. I have told you Ram Manohar Lohia, he was also a freedom fighter, a member of the Congress committee. Along with him, Aruna Asaf Ali, she started one magazine called Inquilab and she became the editor of that monthly magazine. And what she did is she used to send out her views through the radio, magazines and pamphlets. What she did? She kept the fire of freedom alive through her writings, through the magazines, through the radio and through the pamphlets. She used to send her views to the public and she kept alive the freedom struggle through her writing. So she didn't keep quiet. What she did? She used to send her views through the magazines, pamphlets and radio to the public. In the 1944 issue of the magazine, she advised freedom fighters not to allow any academic arguments on questions on violence and non-violence to divert attention from the stern realities of the day. So observe the word there, stern. Stern means harsh. So here in the year 1942, she issued one magazine, she published one magazine, so the magazine's name is Inquilab. In the year 1944, she advised in that magazine, she advised all the freedom fighters, do not raise any academic argument. Don't argue just like this is violence and that is non-violence. Don't raise any questions regarding the violence or non-violence, because today the reality, it is very harsh. The reality what we are feeling nowadays is, it is really very stern reality. It is really very harsh because the administration was like that. What she is advising? She is advising all the freedom fighters to not to allow any argument regarding the questions like violence or non-violence, himse, ahimse. Don't go with that. So whatever it may be, today the reality, it is very harsh. Don't go with any question like violence or non-violence. Whatever it may be, just get the freedom. Just fight for the freedom. Who is advising here? Aruna Asaf Ali. She is advising all the freedom fighters through her magazine. In the year 1944, she issued that magazine, and in that magazine she advised all the freedom fighters, don't make any arguments regarding the questions like violence or non-violence. Either by the violence or by the non-violence, just get the freedom. I want every student and youth to think and feel as soldiers of the nation that is to come. So here she is also giving a message to the public, to the youth, to the students. Now what I want is, here in our country, all the students and all the youth, what they have to think, they should think and they should feel as the soldiers of the nation. The soldiers, what they do, they protect our country at any cost, whatever it may happen. Even they used to wager their lives for the sake of the country, right? They were ready to give their life. They were ready to shed their last drop of blood for the sake of our country. So in that way, every student in our country, every youth in our country, what they have to do, they have to feel and think as the soldiers of the nation that is to come in their mind. See, observe here what she is doing. Even she kept hidden herself in the underground. She is making everyone, she was making everyone to be aware of the cruel administration of the British, and she was filling patriotism in each and everyone, and she was filling courage in the freedom fighters. She was showing the way to freedom fighters how they had to fight against the British. In the meantime, the government announced a reward of rupees 5,000 for her capture. She became ill, and on hearing this, Gandhiji advised her to surrender. So in the meantime, within that time, the government, the British government, they had come to know about all these anti-British activities made by Aruna Asaf Ali. So Aruna Asaf Ali, she kept hidden in the underground, even though she was fighting against the British. She was protesting against the British. How she was fighting? Through her writing, through the magazines, radio and the pamphlets. She was sending her views to the public, and the British government, they announced, so we will give rupees 5,000 for anyone who will capture Aruna and make her to surrender to us, who will bring Aruna towards us. So we will give them rupees 5,000. And hearing this, listening to this, Aruna became very ill. Ill means her health was upset, and Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhiji, he advised Aruna Asaf Ali. What he advised? Just come out and surrender yourself. Who advised here? Mahatma Gandhiji. He advised Aruna Asaf Ali, just come out and surrender yourself. I have sent you a message that you must not die underground. You are reduced to a skeleton. Do come out and surrender yourself and take the prize offered for your arrest. Reserve the prize money for the great Indian cause. So here Mahatma Gandhiji, he comes to know about this news, and he sends a message to Aruna Asaf Ali. I have sent you a message. I don't want you to die in the underground itself. Do come out and surrender yourself. You have become very weak. You are reduced to a skeleton. Means your health was completely, it was upset. You are reduced to a skeleton, you have become very weak, just come out and surrender yourself to the British and take the money offered for your arrest and reserve it for the great Indian cause. So there was an organization, there was an organization called Great Indian Cause. For that organization, reserve the prize offered for your arrest. Who suggested this? Who advised this? Mahatma Gandhi ji advised Aruna Asaf Ali to surrender to the British. However, Aruna surrendered only when the warrants for her arrest were cancelled on 26 January 1946. But Aruna, she did not abide Gandhiji's advice. She did not abide means she did not accept Gandhiji's advice, and she surrendered only when the warrants for her arrest were being cancelled on 26 January 1946. After India attained independence, Aruna Asaf Ali turned to social work and helped to establish the National Federation of Indian Women in 1954. So finally, our India, it got independence on 15th of August 1947. Till then, she worked very hard for our freedom. After India, it got independence, she turned herself to the social work. The rest of her life she spent in the field in the social work, and she helped to establish the organization called National Federation of Indian Women. So she established that organization in the year 1954, and in 1992 she was awarded the Nehru Award for International Understanding. So in the year 1992, our Indian government, it awarded her the Nehru Award for her stupendous contribution in the field of social work as well as the freedom struggle. So for that achievement, she had been awarded Nehru Award for International Understanding. International Understanding Award, these awards will be given to those people who work very hard for the society, who make a great achievement in the social work. She breathed her last in July 1996. So she breathed means she died on July 19 in the year 1996, and the country honored her with its highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, posthumously. So after her death, our Indian government, our country, it awarded her with the highest civilian award. So which is that? The highest civilian award is Bharat Ratna, posthumously. Observe the word there, posthumously. So posthumous award means it is an award given to the person after the death. Posthumously means an award given to the person after the death. So in this way, Aruna Asaf Ali, even after getting the independence, she kept herself busy in social work, and she remained active in the politics even after independence, and she became the first Delhi's lady mayor, and she fought for the rights of the women and the workers. And I have told you, she was the first lady mayor, Delhi's lady mayor. Okay, and she worked very hard for the cause and the welfare of women, and she took initiative. She made a voluntary work. She took initiative in providing the adult education, employment opportunities and medical facilities to the poor and the needy people. In this way, she kept herself busy in the social work even after getting independence. So this is what about Aruna Asaf Ali. So the lesson, it told us about the great fiery leader Aruna Asaf Ali and her great achievement when the Quit India resolution it passed. So she made a great decision. She went to that place protesting against that British. She hosted the national flag. So this is what the great achievement made by her. So I hope you have understood the entire lesson. Let us meet in the next class. Okay, see you again. Thank you.